Evolution channel. This is your pal Eirbal. On November 21st, 2017, and this is your WWE Smackdown Live recap. This will be the Smackdown show after Survivor Series, where we're going to see fallout from the recent debacle in which SmackDown loses Survivor Series to its sister show, Monday Night Raw. And right away, it starts out of the gate with Shane McMahon in the ring, basically blaming the whole loss on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who interfered briefly, but really weren't totally involved with how it unfolded. They didn't cause any eliminations except for maybe one, and that was Randy Orton, because he didn't have anyone to tag, because Shane was preoccupied with getting attacked by the two, but Shane ultimately fended them off with a steel chair. But still, Randy got eliminated. It ends up being just Shane versus Kurt, Triple H, and Braun, which those insurmountable odds are not going to go well for Shane McMahon, which ultimately was true. Shane's going to fire these two. He's saying he's got two words for you, and it's "your" and boom, Daniel Bryan's music hits. Because he's basically, Shane called them, they're not team players, and they're toxic, and the whole locker room hates them. Everyone hates them. Nobody wants them. So this is just a continuation of storyline with these two versus Shane McMahon that has been brewing for a long period of time. Well, now Daniel Bryan's out here, and he's getting into the mix. And, you know, the crowd is, of course, against those two and for Shane McMahon. We ultimately know even if he fires them, they're not really fired. It's all part of storyline. But Daniel Bryan makes a save here, and he interrupts Shane before Shane gives the famous "McMahon, you're fired." Even though Shane probably wouldn't do it like his father. And Daniel just basically says, yeah, everyone in the locker room hates your guts. I had to send Randy Orton home because he was in such a vile mood that I was in fear of what he would do to you two. So he sent him home, which means Randy probably wanted to go home for Thanksgiving. And he's got tenure in the company, so they let him go home. Just like we know John Cena wasn't there, even though he represented SmackDown at the pay-per-view. That was a phone call. And Vince's like, John, are you doing any? John, are you doing any? You doing any taping? You're not taping for the week, right? Because it's Thanksgiving. They're probably called. There's a break in shooting, right? Yeah. These millennials, they're killing me, John. John, I need you for the pay-per-view. I need you to be on SmackDown's team for the pay-per-view. Don't worry, you'll get pinned early. You won't have to do a full match. All right. Yep. I'll give you a bonus. I'll give you a little. I'll pay you a little extra this year. All right. All right. Thanks, John. So they called John up and have him do that, but he wasn't on the show either. There was actually a lot of people we didn't see on this SmackDown that were on the pay-per-view. I don't know if it was because of holiday or they were just being kind. It's creative, just didn't have anything in the storylines for some of these wrestlers, but that's fine, whatever. So Daniel Bryan puts it to the fact that, no, we're going to punish you two. So you two are going to have a match against the New Day, who are really pissed at you two for deserting them last week when the Shield came out and beat the crap out of the New Day, and you two idiots were in the ring with them and decided to bail, where it would have been a 5-on-3 advantage SmackDown, but you two have your own agendas. Once again, just like Shane said, you're not team players, and Daniel agrees with that, so you're going to have a match against the New Day. Well, there's 3 of them, and only 2 of us. Okay. Well, it'll be a 2-on-2, don't worry. But we're also going to involve the entire locker room and have them be lumberjacks. So the rest of the night, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are trying to get allies in the back to no avail. That didn't work. So we'll talk about that more when the match happens. But Shane actually takes a back seat here, lets Daniel do what he's doing. And he totally agrees with Daniel. Yeah, that's right. The whole locker room does hate them. We should punish them, absolutely. And then after they're decimated, you can get in the ring and fire them after that. So Shane's still on a fire kick. He's having a McMahon, moment. Well, that's fine. Next match ends up being, after the break, Jey Uso against Shelton Benjamin, because they're building up the storyline of the new American Alpha of Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin versus the Usos for the titles at some point, which is the same thing they're doing on Raw with the Shield and the Bar, but let's do singles matches for guys that are tag team competitors. They do this all the time. I hate it, but whatever. Alright, so you end up getting a Shelton Benjamin pin victory over Jey Uso. It really doesn't matter. You can chalk up, the singles wins over the Usos all you want. Matter of fact, I can't remember the last time an Uso won a singles match that wasn't a screw job, when it was a legit pin or submission, which they never do submissions. It's probably never. If they have won a singles match, it's because the other twin intervened and it was a screw job, or it was a count out or a disqualification or something. That they only win in their tag team matches, which makes sense. They're tag team specialists, right? I mean, they are. The Usos are by far the best tag team probably in all of professional wrestling, and that's worldwide. So. Anyway, decent match, but could have been better. As a matter of fact, I could have not seen it at all. But after that, we get Ruby Riott from NXT showing up in the back while Naomi is getting her nose powdered by the one of the women that do all that for the girls in the back. And she says, "Hi, how you doing?" And then let me introduce you to my friends. Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. I'm like, oh, crap. They're doing the exact same thing. Well, not the exact same thing, but they're doing, 3 girls coming up from NXT like they did on Raw. And almost in the same type of setup, too. Now, Ruby Riott would be the Paige. Liv Morgan would be Dana, what was it, Morgan Rose or whatever? I can't remember her name at this point. The blonde girl that was on Raw. Oh, Mandy Rose. Liv Morgan would be the Mandy Rose, and Sarah Logan would be Sonya Deville. Well, without the MMA gimmick, but, I mean, you can see the comparisons of the two groups. They attack Naomi, beat the crap out of Naomi. Becky Lynch is somehow lurking around, and hears the scuffle and interjects herself and gets her ass kicked. Very brutal backstage beating by these 3 girls on those 2 female wrestlers, and yeah, I mean, it was a good introduction, but, I don't know. I don't know if I would have done the exact same thing. Well, not the exact same thing, because the thing with Paige was an introduction followed by an in-ring beating, and this is backstage, but well, there's more to come later. So then we get the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Hype Bros. Good to see the Luke Harper and Eric Rowan back, and they're not even going by those names anymore. It's just Harper and Rowan. They beat the crap though out of the Hype Bros. Like this wasn't even a good contest. They just decimated them. So. The announcers were trying to play it up, too, that Corey Graves was talking up, like, they're not the same 2 that were in the Wyatt family. Yeah, they are. It's repackaged, whatever. But it's good. I mean, we need to see more tag teams in the tag team division, so it's really good that they did this with these 2 guys. I'm happy. We'll see where it goes from there. So then we get AJ Styles with his championship. Gets a huge ovation. It's freaking great. But he gets interrupted by Jinder Mahal on this stupid Titantron. And Jinder's challenging AJ to a rematch. AJ wants to do it tonight. Jinder's like, no, I'll see you at Clash of Champions. I'm like, alright. That's fine. Quicker we can get Jinder off TV, the better, I guess. I shouldn't say it like that. I like where Jinder was going as the heel champion, but now that he's not champion, it's really not matter as much. And I wonder if this time next year, if Jinder's like pre-show material on pay-per-views and no longer even in the main card anymore. So, just glad for AJ. Really happy he's champion. Next we get Natalya getting her rematch against Charlotte. That ends up to a no contest, so I guess Natty will get another rematch, because the new girls intervened into this match, beat the crap out of Natty outside, and then attacked Charlotte and beat the crap out of her as well. So the three new girls, just like the three new girls on Raw, running roughshod over the women's division and beating the crap out of everybody. Well, that's fine. Last match of the night ends up being the New Day versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a lumberjack match. Right before that, Shane's gloating in the back. He can't wait for Daniel to fire them after they get their asses kicked. But he's so happy he's going to go back to the hotel. So they're doing something here with Daniel Bryan that I am extremely worried about. There's been rumors that Daniel is, when his contract's up next year, that he's leaving. So I think that they're now trying out and going to make him heel. He's going to turn into a heel general manager, and he's going to feud with Shane at some point. Not in a match, but for control of SmackDown. I don't know if this is a ploy by Vince and the higher-ups to keep Daniel Bryan to ultimately resign. I don't know. But it sure looks like there's something else underlined here between Shane and Daniel Bryan, and I have a feeling it is going to be heel Daniel Bryan. Now, what I would prefer them do is make him heel Daniel Bryan and start bringing up all this talent from NXT because he's in cahoots with Triple H. How crazy would it be for Daniel Bryan, the most beloved wrestler in the company by the fans, turn on everyone and side with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon as a hostile inside takeover of SmackDown by bringing up talent from NXT, which they all work for Triple H down there, so they're going to be loyal to Triple H when they come up. But ultimately, Bryan wants to seize power. How else to do it? Well, he seizes power indirectly through Stephanie and Triple H with their influence on NXT talent and keep bringing up. So we might see more talent come up from NXT to SmackDown at some point and keep building towards this hostile takeover by Daniel. I really, it might not be the way I'm saying it might not go down that way, but I have a feeling there's going to be something here later, and Daniel Bryan is going to become a heel general manager. You can't keep having babyface general managers. You can't. We got the heel commissioner and the babyface GM on Raw. You got the babyface commissioner and the babyface general manager on SmackDown. I think they're going to flip it. Shane's going to be the babyface commissioner. Daniel Bryan's going to be the heel general manager. I just see that happen. I just don't know where it's going to go after that. But we get to the match here. Owens and Sami Zayn end up win, but they ultimately don't win because the New Day kills Sami Zayn after Owens runs out because, it just turns into an all-out brawl. And the brawl starts when Baron Corbin punches Bobby Roode in the face. Or did he kick him in the face? I don't know, he did something. And then Aiden English and Rusev attack the New Day. So they're building storylines off of this brawl that were already kind of in the works. But, so, it's cool. We're going to see Bobby Roode work with Baron Corbin, and maybe Bobby Roode gets the U.S. title. That's going to be impressive. And then, I guess since the New Day can't work with the Usos no more, they have to fight with somebody. And poor Rusev has nothing to do, so he's teamed up with Aiden English, who has nothing to do. And we're going to see that. That's going to be all sorts of bad. So, not looking forward to that. But it was definitely a good ending to the night. And this is going to be a short one for me. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel and spread the word. And go on my Twitter and follow me there as well. I'll be looking... everybody have a great Thanksgiving. And come back to me next week for some more recaps. And I should, sometime later in the weekend, if not early next week, be doing a WWE Supercard upload as well. To more about the state of the game. And I'll do my Raw and SmackDown recaps next week. So until then, Have a happy Thanksgiving. Peace!